I'm thinking of entering into the world of video blogging, but I don't want to be another run-of-the-mill media critic. I need a gimmick, a hook that lets the viewer know that I have no shame and I'm not afraid to prove it. The following is a collection of video blog pitches. Some are sheer brainstorm brilliance, while others are train of thought train wrecks. At the end, you can vote on which ones are which. First one is called Genre Fiction Mad Libs. Author Christopher Booker believes writers keep recycling 7 basic plots. Let's prove him right. Collecting overused film tropes, I'll outline the templates for making a romantic comedy, a home invasion horror movie, and a dystopian teen empowerment fantasy. I'll compose 5-minute Mad Lib plot lines and invite the audience to help fill the character details in. A week later, we'll see how the results unfold. The next one is called Pitch Perfected. Viewers suggest the worst movies they can think of, and I'll pitch them like they're awesome, polishing these steaming turds into Oscar statues. Listen to me pitch The Phantom Menace as a political intrigue thriller. Jar Jar Binks, a Gungan without a country, assumes the role of a bumbling imbecile to trick members of a religious order into saving his world from a genocidal conspiracy. Listen to me intellectualize The Room as one woman's descent into terminal narcissism, an unflinching examination of how personality disorders play into infidelity, a film that holds a mirror to society, forcing us to take a critical look at ourselves. Listen to me call Geely a shocking expose of the mental health care industry. I meant to say industry there. A rallying cry for the handicapped, and a mature look at sexual identity. Because, Jennifer Lopez plays a lesbian in that, and Ben Affleck is her love interest. Listen to me nominate Troll 2 for inclusion in the Criterion Collection, calling it a film with a strong message about the environment. Because the trolls, they turn people into, plants, and then they eat them. So, reusing and recycling. The next video idea is called Nostalgia Nostradamus. Nostalgia Nostradamus predicts which beloved children's cartoon will be turned into Michael Bay's latest series of sunsets and tracking shots. Thundercats? Voltron? Gargoyles? The trick in Nostalgia Nostradamus' tricorn hat is his ability to predict how producers of these reboots will get everything wrong. Just imagine, He-Man crying, "I have the power!" as he raises the barrel of his new lightning gun. Imagine She-Ra's wind-resistant skirt is replaced with pants. Imagine Filmation's Ghostbusters getting a reboot. Now, that's not the team with Egon, Ray, Peter, and Winston, but the one that drives around with, a talking ghost car, and they have a gorilla that wears people clothes. Okay, my next idea for a video series is called Feminize a Video Game Franchise. This is where I come up with female leads in male-dominated video game series. For example, an Assassin's Creed game starring Voltor, a Romani woman struggling to save her family from the Spanish Inquisition. Voltor uses theatrical weapons to strike fear into the hearts of Templar witchfinders. Imagine a Zelda game where Zelda finally takes a starring role. The sorcerer Ganon abducts Hyrule's princesses to use their blood to open a doorway to the Dark World. Breaking out of her cell, Princess Zelda works her way through Ganon's dungeons, collecting weapons, freeing her fellow captives, and ascending to the Dark Lord's tower for a final confrontation. Imagine a God of War game that takes place in the aftermath of Kratos' resignation. Goddess of War. Follow a Spartan woman who stumbles upon the blades of Olympus, while the minions of a new crop of gods burn down her village. Okay, this next idea is called Stock Photo Theater. Original programming made with unoriginal pictures. Stock photo sites are all too happy to provide the cast. Their blank business figures are begging to be turned into actors. All I have to do is supply the dialogue. Shutterstock already has so many images of people laughing. Isn't it time they put out a sitcom? How about a whodunit? Turns out the boardroom meeting in this picture is a gathering of all the suspects. How about a science fiction series where angry desk jockeys fight their technology? With all the shots of people shouting at their screens, we already have everything we need. By shouting at their screens, just, look up angry person, angry at laptop, stock photo. You'll see the same one of this guy going at his screen. Okay, the next one might require a bit of an explanation. It's called Batman or Ingmar Bergman. This is a game where viewers guess whether a line of dialogue came from a Batman movie or a film from existentialist director Ingmar Bergman. Here's some examples of some of the quotes. The most powerful impulse of the spirit, the fear of death. That's number 1. Number 2, one day you stand at the edge of life and face darkness. Number 3, I wake up from a nightmare and find that real life is worse than the dream. Number 4, there is something out there in the darkness, something terrifying, something that will not stop until it gets revenge. Me. The answers are number 1 is Batman, number 2 is Bergman, number 3 is Bergman, and number 4 is Batman. This next idea I've pitched a couple of times before, and I think it could actually work in a video series. It's called Franchise Fixes. This is where I pitch reboots for your favorite ailing film franchises. Raising Hellraiser, reviving Highlander's immortality, and calling Howard the Duck back to Earth. Find me a series that's at death's door, and I'll bust out the defibrillator. Just call me Dr. Drew, provided no one else is using that name. The next idea is just simply writing confessions. This is where I list all the dirty tricks I use to ensure my output, like describing a setting before I know the characters of the conflict that will fill it, writing dialogue with the intention of discovering the action, or planting the setups for my plot twists in later edits. I'll confess everything from how I spare my darlings to how I repurpose fan fiction. This next idea I've had for a little while. It's called Wednesday Watches. This is where I recommend low-budget, soon-to-be cult classics for you to uncover on Netflix. They're not always great movies, but they're entertaining enough for a Wednesday evening. Because if you think about it, if you're not going on a Friday night, then what you're watching, it's got to be great. But, if you're watching something terrible, it's like in the middle of a Sunday afternoon. But Wednesday, it's just about average. Okay, this final idea, this would be something that would be closer to a scripted series. It's called Clickbait Writer's Room. A sketch comedy series where a team of freelancers set out to ruin journalism in order to raise their demon master Mammon. Writing titles with cliffhangers, the clickbaiters target would-be Nobel Prize winners, distracting them from their discoveries. Upsetting viewers with the first half of their captions, the clickbaiters promise to restore the world's faith in humanity with the other. But they never do. This coven of content creators will churn out listicles, slideshows, and viral videos, casting darkness over everyone's newsfeed. Once they've sacrificed enough of our time, Mammon will rise and claim his digital dominion. This is my first round of ideas. Please vote on the ones you like, and leave suggestions in the comments. Thank you.